morning. My name is Michelle Bosma and welcome to the Farmers Museum in Cooperstown. We are fast approaching my favorite time of year. A time of year when it may be cold or sunny, windy or rainy, and it may still snow. We are approaching spring. Let's take a journey around the farm and search for some signs of this approaching spring season. Let's search for some signs of spring.
As central New York moves closer to the sun, we notice that the days grow longer and the air grows warmer. The snow melts and the earth thaws. We smell the fertile soil and feel it squish under our boots as we search for signs of spring. Nutmeg, the calf, is eager to explore the world around her during this season of change. Her birthday is fast approaching, and she seems to be aware that others may join her soon. See how eager she is to make new friends. Nutmeg follows me all across the pen. Nutmeg, Nutmeg. Across the way, the farmers beckon the sheep to move from one pen to another. There are 6 sheep in this herd. All of the sheep are female sheep, and female sheep are called ewes. The ewes will give birth to baby lambs around the middle of May. Some of these ewes are carrying baby lambs in their bellies right now. They seem a little shy to move into their new pen, so the farmers carefully wait. And then finally, the farmers decide that they will herd the sheep back into the pen where they were before, so that the pregnant ewes can bask in the sun for a little longer. On our sister campus, Fenimore Art Museum, on the shore of Otsego Lake, we find evidence of another newborn animal. I walk this path every week, and it is only recently that this discarded eggshell appeared. If you look closely, you can see that it is still fresh. The membrane that holds the shell together is still intact. The egg itself is large, larger than a chicken egg. This is the time of year when baby bald eagles begin to hatch. You will notice many changes among the birds as spring approaches. Overhead, you will see the distinguished V-shaped formations of migrating Canadian geese. Canadian geese eat small fish, crayfish, corn, and wheat. They take rests as they migrate in order to bathe, eat, and sleep. You will often find them in small ponds or in farmers' fields. A favorite sign of spring is the first flower of the year. My assistant Hazel picks crocuses that bloomed during a brief thaw and later froze.
Good.
Here, Farmer Rick uncovers a growing garlic bulb.
See a little bit of green coming out?
Yeah.
Oh, good. Oh, good. Oh, that's fun.
The ground is too cold for the hops to grow.
These are the mounds where
We check to see of any signs of growing hops,
in about 2 weeks.
but we will probably find evidence of their growth in about 2 weeks when it is warmer outside.
Yeah, it's a little cold yet, but it looks like we've got a good garden planted.
Our tawny landscape hides the life that is growing beneath the surface. If you look closely, you will find all sorts of activity. Sap buckets collect maple sap that can be boiled to make sweet maple syrup. Have you ever put maple syrup on your pancakes at springtime? When you adventure around your property to discover the signs of spring, you might want to have a pair of binoculars such as these.
Binoculars are like glasses, super glasses. Binoculars have lenses, some on the side closest to your eyes and some on the side further away from your eyes. And these lenses magnify the view in the distance so that you can see birds in the sky and in the trees and animals in the forest. These binoculars help us find the signs of spring. I have a craft activity that will allow us to make our own binoculars with objects that we can find around our house. For this craft, we will need 1 paper towel roll or 2 toilet paper rolls, 2 rubber bands, such as these, paintbrushes, paint, glue, scissors, colored paper, string, yarn, and markers. And here is how we make our craft binoculars.
First, we take our paper towel roll and we cut that paper towel roll in half. Then we take acrylic paint, put it in a bowl, and mix it up. We will paint the paper towel rolls both inside and out, thoroughly covering everything with a coat of paint. Next, we will take our colored paper and cut out strips of colored paper, which we will then decorate with marker to provide detail and interest to our binoculars. Next, we will take the Mod Podge glue and we will put glue on the back of each strip of colored paper, being very careful not to glue our fingers and hands. And then we will affix the strips of colored paper to the paper towel rolls. You can see that I have put 4 colored strips of paper on each paper towel roll, alternating colors. Then we will take something sharp. I have used a screw here, and we will poke a hole, 1 hole in 1 paper towel roll and the other hole in the other paper towel roll, and then we will cut a long piece of string and we will tie a knot in each side, and then we will trim the edge of the string.
And here are our finished binoculars. I have a story that I'm very excited to share with you. This is a story about a little girl named Annie and her cat Taffy, and something special that happened to Taffy during the transition from winter to spring. This story is called Annie and the Wild Animals, and it is by celebrated children's author Jan Brett. Thank you to Houghton Mifflin for permission to read this book on our program. Annie and the Wild Animals. And there's Annie right there. It had been snowing for days. Winter was lasting for too long. Something was wrong with Annie's cat. Taffy had stopped playing. She ate more than usual. She slept all day long. Annie found her curled up in strange places. Here Taffy is sleeping in the potato bin. Maybe she ate some potatoes too. One morning, Annie could not find Taffy anywhere. She looked and looked, but Taffy was gone. Annie was very lonely. I need a new friend, thought Annie. She placed a corn cake at the edge of the wood. She imagined that a small furry animal would come and she would tame him for a pet. Who do you think lives in the wood? Let's find out. The next morning, the corn cake was gone. In its place stood a giant moose.
The next morning, the moose was back, and a snarling wildcat was there too. He's too mean to tame, thought Annie. This snarling wildcat is a little bit more intimidating than Taffy. Annie placed more corn cakes at the edge of the wood. Maybe she'll attract a friendly animal. The next morning, a big, growling bear was there with the moose and the wildcat. He's too grumpy for a pet, thought Annie. Annie made many corn cakes, and she left them at the edge of the wood. At dawn, Annie heard the snarls and growls of the wild animals. There was the moose and the wildcat and the bear, and they had been joined by a stag and his family and a large gray wolf. Not one of them is soft and friendly like Taffy, thought Annie. All the next day, Annie made corn cakes and left them at the edge of the wood. All night long, she heard the sounds of the wild animals eating the corn cakes. Annie awoke to find a great nose stuck through her window. It belonged to the moose, who was still hungry. More corn cakes, thought the moose. There were wild animals everywhere. They roared for their next meal. The little house shook. Look at all the animals searching for corn cakes from Annie. The animals wanted more and more corn cakes. But when Annie looked into the barrel of cornmeal, it was empty. She couldn't make any more corn cakes. Annie was very sad. She would never find a pet now. She missed Taffy very much. There she is in bed, missing her cat. All that night, a warm breeze blew in from the south. The snow melted and new buds could be seen on the plants and the trees. The wood was coming alive again. By the next morning, the wild animals had gone back to the wood. They would find food there now that spring had finally come. You see the pussy willows? The buds are coming out and the animals can eat the buds. Then, as unexpected as the warm spring breeze, Taffy walked proudly into the yard. There she is. Taffy, Annie exclaimed. You have come home. Where have you been? Taffy turned and looked back the way she had come. Out of the wood came 3 soft and friendly kittens. Annie would not be lonely anymore. The end. Many animals have babies in the spring. Birds hatch, lambs are born, and kittens arrive. we have other things that will arrive too, such as our brand new exhibit of Jan Brett's artwork, which will be shown at Fenimore Art Museum, which opens April 1st. The curators are currently installing the exhibit. I've taken a peek at it, and it's wonderful. Very fun. You will be sure to enjoy it. So come join us at Fenimore Art Museum on April 1st. We'll see you there.